Namaste friends, we are going to talk about preparing online quiz. In the previous video we already discussed that how we can create an online quiz, like we have all the questions ready on our own hand, manually we have collected the questions, so now online form can be created through that we can conduct the quiz. But here once again we will take a quick review of that process, but what we are going to cover here most is the end-to-end process, like how manually we conduct the quiz, then after we show the number to the students, then finally we prepare a reward list, how in between in the classroom by our own presence we take the quiz in a given time, and how we can see the results in different ways. And I think in online version you have a wonderful opportunity to see the overall result in variety of ways. So here you will have a very wonderful experience. Let's move ahead. So first of all, if you remember in the last video we shared, when we choose the Google form, then here we choose quiz, and then through this particular plus sign we added all the sections, and further we can add as many as multiple choice questions through this plus sign here. So we actually prepared our quiz. Now we have to conduct the online quiz, and for conducting the online quiz I think you need to have a communication with your students that, dear students, I am going to take your quiz by this time in between, like for an half an hour I will give you 30 questions, and you can get in touch with them. You can ask them that it is your responsibility to be online and to see all sort of technicalities in between, and try to be aware that by that time you will be able to do this. So you need to do some kind of informal communications or formal communications away from conducting this quiz, because that is also needed when you conduct it in a classroom. But it is an online space, virtual space, students are at their home doing anything anywhere, so you have to talk to them a bit. Then here, after you have made the quiz 20-30 odd questions, then here is a sign of send. So in this box what I am showing you, that you have to send it to the particular student. So what you can do, you can ask them to send you the email IDs of students, or they can share with you the WhatsApp number or their Facebook account. So, or even you can give the link to anyone to distribute it to the students. But better if you take the control in your own hand, and strategy which is better is don't do mass mailing, rather try to touch everyone individually if the students are less in number. So here you can send it through email to whomsoever you want to send. You have to write your email, their email here. You can write n number of emails, and then further you can copy the link from here, you can embed the link somewhere else. And better is the social media option, because students are very much on social media. So I think in their WhatsApp number, if you send individually or in the messengers or anywhere else, I think they will take that in a very speedy way, because rarely they open their email IDs. Like, it's just an assumption which I am saying. So basically in this way, if you want to add some collaborator who want to see this quiz or who can also edit it, so you can add them. But better if the things are in your control, you can do it by your own. Further, there is a very wonderful way, because in the classroom you are there physically watching everyone, that in 30 minutes you have to complete your questions, otherwise you have to submit it to me. But when you are online, there also you have a wonderful way, you can say jugaad. Here you have an option of accepting responses and not accepting responses. So like, if you have given a window of 30 minutes, so what you can do, you can tell your students that by 10 we will start the quiz, and by 10:30 we will end the quiz. So online, by ensuring everyone's presence, you can start this by accepting the responses, and then when the time completed you can just close it, not accepting responses. So in between that window, those who will try to work with this quiz, they will be given the time, so time management is done a bit. Now questions come evaluating the online quiz. So for that evaluation there are several ways, but here in online quiz you have some wonderful ways in which you can actually see that how your class is performing, the average numbers are, the medians are, the range of students, like the kind of score which they are getting. You will scroll down, you will find a lot more things here. So in summary, you can see question wise, like if you have 20 to 30 questions, for every question how individuals perform. So you can see that what are the areas in which a student want to work harder, and then the individuals score. So here you can see that The first one was showing you the summary, which is in detail you can see while scrolling it down, but individually in every question you can see that in the first question a 90% students given the right answer. So in every question you can have an idea that these are the areas in which students are confident and these are the areas where students are struggling and we need to pay attention. So this is a very wonderful thing about it. And then further on individual basis you can see that 20 students participated in the quiz. So with everyone's mail ID here, everyone's individual performance, we will scroll it down. So email ID is written, name is written, and then further this student gained 20 points, 22 points out of 30 points, and we can release the score from here. We can release the score from here, although students get this point in front of them also, but further by doing this you can send the score directly to their email ID. So basically by scrolling it down, it is like this is the manual method where on every paper you see everyone's performance, but this Google form has given you some wonderful things by exploring the summary and question to question case. So the next thing is releasing the score, because after giving the quiz, definitely students wish to know what score they performed, achieved. So in real time you are watching it, because here in real time you are getting more and more responses for the students, and then further you release a score from here. So when you click this button release score to this particular students individually, because you have options to check box options to select, so you individually select that particular email ID, you release the score, and then what happens, this is how a student gets the score from you, that you, in this particular quiz your score is 6 out of 30. And when he will click or she will click view, so in detailed basis he or she can know that these are the 30 questions and this is wrong, this is right. So you can see that what is the wonderful strength. Like it takes only once to learn, and once you will learn it you will love conducting the quizzes through this, because because it will be your data repository. As also overall analysis of student progression can be done from here. And then at the end we want to create a reward list of online quiz, because ultimately we have to submit it to the examination department. So for that we can have this thing with you, because whenever you see any of these pages, what you can see that I am just giving you a review of the overall thing. So when you are seeing this overall responses or any section, what I want to show is this green kind of button which you are seeing. By clicking this button, what you get ultimately, you get this overall reward list. So once your overall quiz is completed, so you can have this reward list with you. This is the time stamp, the date and the time. You can check everything, every individual's email, every individual's score, every individual's name list, and then for every question, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, the answers given by students. So you have a perfect database, but mostly I think this matters for you, the number, the individual's score. So this is a very wonderful thing which you can do. So at the end I would like to thank you, and especially thank you to Google Form, which is a very wonderful facility for all of us. So dear friends, what are you waiting for? Just make a shift from your manual way of conducting quizzes to online, and just have a great experience. It's very simple, but once you will do it, you will have confidence and you will love it, and then you can keep on experimenting with it, because this is one way, because there are several ways through images, videos, and so many other ways you can actually avail the facility of quizzes of Google Form. Google Form is having some other ways of also collecting responses from audience, which we can discuss in further videos. Thank you very much. Thank you.